Today we're going to be looking at the style of Buddy Holly, and Buddy was of course the master of the Stratocaster, and specifically a master at creating beautiful melodic fills and solos using those little pieces of chords we've been talking about that are formed out of those easy first position chords that you all know, just by moving them up and down the neck and playing them in different places. The song Heartbeat is a beautiful illustration of this technique, so that's what I'm going to be breaking down for you today. I'm going to attempt to play it through along with the original, and then I'll break down the intro, the rhythm parts, the fills, and the solo. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so that could have been a little bit smoother, particularly in the solo, but trying to get the whole song in one take, I'm going to call that good, especially since I'm going to break it all down for you here. The genius of this song and Buddy's style in general is how much he does with a couple of simple chords. In this case, three chords. Three chords that you all know. Three chords that you know in the first position, an A, a D, and an E. Or we'll see occasionally the E7. Alright? He uses parts of those three chords all over the fretboard, again demonstrating what I've been trying to show in a lot of these lessons, which is you know a lot more than you think you know. If you know these first position chords, by moving them around the fretboard, playing them at different places, playing little pieces of them, you can vary your playing and expand your playing greatly. So, it all starts with this motif that's repeated, the intro, the closing, the solo, and the fills. It's those three chords. It's parts of those three chords. Okay, you start at the 12th fret, first string, second string, 14th fret. What you have there is part of your first position A chord moved up an octave. That's the first chord of the song. 14, 15. What's that? Part of the first position D chord, moved up an octave, so he's just going from an A to a D and back. That's it. And then the second piece is Now that's that same figure moved down 2 frets, so you got 10 and 12, which you could see as part of a G chord, but it's actually really what he's doing here is part of an E7. Okay, the D is the 7 in an E7 chord, right? And the B there is the 5th. So basically we've got A, D, A, E7, A, E7. And that's the figure that's repeated throughout the whole song. Then the song starts. Essentially that is the chord progression. And he plays it with sort of a little arpeggio sort of thing. There's a second guitar, or it may even be the first guitar, that's kind of going. It's hard to hear the rhythm parts too much, but very well I should say. But that's just your standard first position E chord shape played as an A, hammering on with your pinky on the second string 2 frets up from the main note, which would make it from an A to an A6 chord. And just going to the D and the E. It's very much in the background. I'm not going to spend much time on that. As you saw, I was playing it like that. You can play the rhythm however you want. It's important to get a little bit of palm muting into some of this as well. And he particularly does that on the fills during the verses, which is the same exact lick as the intro lick, moved down to the second and third strings. Again, I've been showing you in lots of lessons how you can play the same licks different places to spice things up. So up here we went A, D, E7, same thing. So here, part of an A chord, right? Movable first position, E form, and then the D chord form, that was 6 on the third string, 5 on the second string. And then the D chord is part of your movable first position A chord up here, just playing the second and third strings at the 7th fret. So the E7, part of your movable D7 form, right? Right? You could have an E chord here, bring it down to an E7, and you've got those 2 notes on the 4th and 3rd string. So one more time. Couldn't be easier. Then the second time, rolling into the bridge, he reverses it. He goes. It's really just so simple but so brilliant. So again, you're going. And then he goes into the piddly pat thing. The lyrics are a little twee here. Which is just, again, taking the chord progression and reversing it. Instead of A, D, E, it goes E, D, A. And then this is probably my favorite fill in the whole song. After he goes, glory, or whatever, he goes. That's so sweet and so simple. He's taking that A chord where he just landed, taking it up an octave. It's the exact same form, movable A shape of the A. And then he just takes it down with different forms of the E and the D chords and the A, all 3 of these chords. So we've got this A on the 2nd and 3rd strings at the 14th fret. Okay, that's part of your E chord, right? Part of your D chord. And then he's playing all three, 4, 3, 2. That's your E of the A shape, your D of the A shape, and then your A of the A shape before resolving on the E. So one more time. Couldn't be easier. You just have two chord shapes there. You're either going or back to the A shape of the E, A shape of the D, A shape of the A, resolving on the E chord. Very cool. Very cool. Solo. He goes, does the same thing. He goes, he hits those two notes as part of the A chord, 14th fret, 2 and 3, climbs up it with the same figures we've seen. Gives it a little wiggle there on the D, right? 14, 15. Then he just repeats the motif. Really easy. So one more time. Then back into verse. And then at the end he just does. And he ends on an A chord. I'm not sure exactly which one he ends on, whether it's the D shape there at the 9th fret or the E shape. I don't think it is that one. Or the A shape, the octave. I think it's this one. It's hard to tell exactly which one he's ending on. But it's an A. So you can see that he does an amazing variety of things with 3 chords. A, D, and E. 3 chords that you know. Don't be afraid to play up the fretboard. Take these same shapes that you know, move them up the fretboard, play along with them, have a good time, and expand your world. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.